We'll start off with head coach Seb Hines. Had another cross-country trip, headed to Portland. Just kind of give us what you're looking for in that match on Saturday against the Thorns.
Historically, it hasn't always been a great place for us to go play. But we're a different team now. I think different context, different circumstances. We're still early on in the season, so we were wanting to continue that momentum from last week. We showed great character to come back from 2 goals down, and the players are in good spirits. It shows the collective as well. Players coming off the bench and playing a role and influencing the game. So there's a real togetherness here, and it's going to be a good environment. It's always a nice place to go play with the fans, the opponent, everything that comes with it. So we're excited to get across there and play another game of football.
Going back to last weekend, have you been able to just kind of glean anything else from film, just as something you really saw that you wanted to work on throughout the week heading into this weekend?
It's a tale of two halves, right? I think first half, I don't think we played badly. I think we just dropped our standards and allowed Angel City to get some opportunities, and they took our opportunities. We acknowledged that. We reviewed it, reflected on it, making sure that every single game that we play in, we have to maintain a high standard, and if we don't do that, then we can get punished, and Angel City showed that. So it comes down to margins. Can we continue to take our opportunities in front of goal, be defensively solid, not allow them to get any momentum, and get up the field a little bit tighter, a little bit more aggressive. And if you do that and you control those moments, then you put yourselves in a position to win the game.
You mentioned after the last game it was all about kind of just basics and the simple things. How much do you kind of harp on that throughout this week to make sure that the team starts off the right way and focuses on those basics that lead into the bigger chances and the greater play?
Listen, we have a very talented team, with some really talented individuals, and we just got to make sure that we do the basics almost to perfection. Just winning those duels, clearing the ball, affecting the player when they're in shooting positions. If you do those things right, then the game can open up, and we can rely on our individual talent to win us games. So we have to make sure we continue to do the basics right, and then we can rely on our ability and talent to win us the games.
Speaking of individual ability and talent, you've had a number of key moments for players off the bench coming in and affecting the game. Carson, Mayane, just getting on the score sheet with assists. Just how important has it been just relying on players coming in, affecting the game, and being those game changers, and having those performances and those players stepping up?
It's all down to the collective. It's all down to the culture of the group. Everyone knows that you can't just win the league with 11 players. It takes a full roster. It takes everyone buying into their role, and sometimes that's a start, and sometimes that's a player coming off the bench and making a difference. We have to also acknowledge that we have a lot of travel in this window. It only feels like yesterday we were in Seattle, and now we're having to go to Portland, and then we go to North Carolina, and so there's a lot of travel. Every game is difficult. The parity within the league is challenging, and you've also got a target on your back, and we have to take everything into account and make sure that we feel energized to go out there and perform at our best. So you have to rely on your bench. You have to make sure that everyone is playing a part in what you're trying to do here. And so I was so pleased for players like Oyani, Ali, Carson, Haley, Grace coming off the bench and making a difference to the game. And ultimately it won us the game, but I'm not going to take away the effort and attitude of the players who started the game as well. They put us in those positions where you continuously wear a team down, an opponent down, and then when you make substitutions, they feel fresh, and the last thing you want to do as a defender or any player is like, oh, you see fresh legs come onto the field. So we took advantage of that, and yeah, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but we managed to seal the deal in the end.
Looking ahead to this Portland team, obviously without Sophia Wilson this year, and a couple of players have stepped up, they've had a couple multi-goal games. What have you kind of seen from them this year?
Yeah, so they're coming off the back of a 3-game week. It's always challenging. The good thing for them, it's been at home or not too far. I've travelled to Seattle, which benefits them. Their last game was an aggressive game. There was a lot of stoppages, a lot of fouls. They win PKs towards the end and managed to win a point. So we expect them to have an aggressive game. Hopefully we don't fall into that trap where it's stop-start. We want the game to flow well for us, and we can build momentum within the game. But yeah, it's a new team, young team. I think the youngest in the league. So we'll have to rely on our experience as well in these moments. But yeah, who knows? It's been a kind of a roller coaster for Portland. Some really good performances. Somewhere, they've won, lost, or drawn in the last week.
Coach, it's been almost a year since Banda joined this organization. Can you even put into words what she means to this team and what she's brought to the Orlando Pride?
Goals to start with, that always helps, right? But where I've been most impressed with Barbara is how she's evolved and developed within her time here. Having an understanding of what she can bring to this team. I think with her goal last weekend was brilliant, how she just gets across the defender, and we talked about that numerous times, just making sure she's active in the area because we have the players who can deliver the ball, and for her to get that type of goal makes us feel that she's responding in the right way. She's very aggressive in running in behind and hold up play, but adding that layer to her game makes her pretty unpredictable. But yeah, her transition has been seamless. She's always going to get judged on goals at the end of the day, and if she can contribute in that manner, then we're very happy here.
Is there a part of her game that might go more unnoticed than others besides her scoring goals in the offensive attack? Is there something about her play that many people might not always gravitate towards noticing about her?
As soon as she's on that team sheet or she's on camera, everyone has got eyes on her always. But I think her ability to learn and respond in the right way in really a short period of time is a talent in itself. So I think her to continue to evolve and grow within her game, it really is us getting the benefit of that. She's extremely fast, extremely powerful. Can she continue to put herself in good positions to score the goal and not just rely on herself, rely on others to find her? And I think in the last 2 games she scored, one-touch finishes, which is, great for her. And you don't want to take away those moments where she can dribble and take players on and score one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So again, her game continues to evolve and learn and have an understanding of what this league's about.
And at this point in the season, a couple months in, several weeks in, still a long stretch to go, has it kind of, compared to last year with where you were, not having the championship yet, but having several winning streaks, people kind of eyeing you, is it different how is it different this year with the championship, with already that target on your back, but still very high up on the table? Is it any different right now with the team or in the locker room or anything?
No, we can only control what we can control. There is a difference with how teams respond to us. There's been some adaptations to a team's structure. No more than like Seattle, who never showed a back five, and then they play a back five against us. There's and that's something that we're having to adjust to and deal with. We do a lot of scout. We watch teams and how they behave against other teams, but then when they come to play us, they adapt, whether it's different behaviours or different structures, and so we're always on our toes and being prepared for those moments.